Every one of us wants to remain as independent as we can for as long as possible. Unfortunately, as we age, we need more help. The key is figuring out what kind of assistance we need and what works best for us. CarePatrol is here to serve families across West Michigan and can help us navigate that process. And there are some wraparound services available as well. We've got Nick Wake, he is from CarePatrol, joined today by Chris Shords. He's an attorney with Pathway Law, PLLC. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here.
Good morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yes. All right, Nick, give us a rundown, as always, of all of the services CarePatrol provides.
So CarePatrol, we do senior placement, no-cost senior advising service for seniors looking for independent living, assisted living, memory care, in-home care, as well as some respite stays as well. We also focus really strongly on the individuals. So we're meeting with them, we're sitting down, we're having those conversations, making those recommendations based off that. So it's really tailored to their approach, and it's no cost to the families. We really feel that's pretty important for them, especially navigating this. We're affiliated with the MPRA, so we have that third-party code of ethics as well. So when you're working with us, you understand that we have an elevated accountability standard.
Yeah, you are looking out for those families in that realm, but also in surrounding areas. Talk about kind of the connections that you can help these families with.
Yeah, so we, just because we work with senior advising, we also are looking at other services as well. Not everybody's prepared for that move. Most people don't want to admit their loved one is aging. And so we help with realtors, we can help with financial planners to get everything right. And of course, we also help with elder law attorneys, and that's what Chris has been really instrumental in helping us.
Okay, perfect. Well, Chris, let's segue to that. Tell us what you do.
Yeah, so I'm an attorney with Pathway Law in Grand Rapids. We're a family-owned law firm. It's myself, my wife Christina, who's also an attorney. We have a very experienced paralegal named Stephanie, and we only touch 3 areas of law. We help families set up estate plans, so wills, trusts, powers of attorney, so that they can name their most trusted person to help care for them in the event that they're no longer able to make their own decisions. We also work heavily in incapacity, so think families that are going through a loved one who's diagnosed with early onset dementia, Alzheimer's, cancer diagnoses, and we walk by them to make sure their legal needs are taken care of during times of incapacity, and then we help families settle affairs post-death. So, inheritance, paying final creditors, making sure things are taken care of.
That can be a pretty heavy lift.
Yeah, it's an interesting job. I say it's a really terrible job, but for the people. We get to meet amazing people. We get to walk through families at some of the most difficult, challenging times, be there as a support system for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you work together because obviously these are very parallel services because these families need that help, right? And talk about that, just one of many partners that you guys work with.
Yeah, and we're really happy to work with Chris, and I think we work pretty well with hand in glove, making sure that things are going well, and hopefully that partnership's been good for you as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting process, right? Families come in and it's a huge change in their life. They're usually coming in doing pre-planning or maybe emergency planning, but something has happened where someone can no longer stay in their home. So it's challenging, it's stressful. Typically what it looks like when I send clients to CarePatrol is I tell them, look, it's gonna be no cost to you. They are on contract with multiple different care homes, but I've had situations where the needs have just exceeded what we can find. We need special needs. So they'll work with any care home, no matter where it is. The things that I like about CarePatrol is we will feed them information. We'll say, hey, here's what we need to look at. Here are the physical needs of the client. Yeah. Here are the spiritual needs of the client. Here are the hobbies that the client enjoys. Here's what they've typically done and how they've spent their time in their own house, and I'll pass that off to Nick or Nick's team, and they'll take it and actually set up tours where these families can go visit different care homes, figure out what it's like. And CarePatrol's in these care homes all the time, so they know what the menu's like, they know what the staff is like, they know what kind of social activities are there, and it's really beneficial to our clients. I very much appreciate their support.
Right, because those are things people don't necessarily think about when they're looking for a home. The hobbies, right? What's on the menu, those things, and that is what you pride yourselves in making sure that fit is the right one for that family.
Yep, and we're actually implementing even more changes. So I think I spoke about Align Care before, so we're actually going to start looking at 8 full dimensions of care. Rollout on that will probably be Q3, but we're really excited about that as well because it's just, even though I feel like our process is one of the best out there, we can always be better.
Wonderful. And Chris, I think both of you fall under the umbrella that maybe reaching out to either of you earlier is probably better.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Getting that ball rolling before it's an emergency, before you need it, always a great idea, right?
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you both so much for being here and all of the great services that you provide. You want to learn more about CarePatrol and all of the different wraparound services they provide, as well as those placement services, carepatrol.com/WMCR, or you can give them a call, 616-77